What's going on, everybody? Galactic Battlefront here, and today I wanted to bring you guys a quick review of the new Spartan Collection Master Chief. I just got him in the mail. He's the first figure from the new box series for me, and I believe they're keeping the same style box, but they changed this color, obviously, here. We also had a completely different box for World of Halo, but same box, just different color. And you can see that move him out of the way here for a second. See, the layout is pretty much the same as the older Spartan collection, just blue. I think it looks a lot nicer. And so let's take a quick look at this. So I already unboxed Chief, as you can see, but this is the front. This is like some digital matrix looking thing, just in black and white. You have Spartan collection here. Master Chief, this is from Halo 4. You have a couple accessories, 8 pieces. I wish it said somewheres. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry. It's right here. Series 6. So that's who this is a part of. It here is also who you get. You get Linda. This Venator Spartan, which looks really cool, but you know, I wasn't a big fan of Halo 4 or Halo 5 designs. They were a little out of the way. But then we finally have Carter, and he's the last member of Noble Team. He has shipped. He should be here at some point this week, maybe weekend. I'm not sure, but we'll see. And then you have Master Chief himself. So this is the Paint Master, and as you can see from the Paint Master, and I'll tilt the camera up a little bit here, the visor is the correct color, and then when we get here, it's off a little bit. So it's not as orange as it should be, but we'll see if we can fix that. Photoshop is an easy fix for pictures, but if you don't do that and you want to display it, you're going to want to get something like this, even though this isn't the right color. I'm going to see if I can find a chrome orange, and we'll go ahead and fix that at some point. Maybe I'll make a tutorial on that. But anyway, you can see because the Paint Master, they have that metal score in there. There's nothing really here. And then there's a couple other things that are throughout that are probably missing on here, that are on here, and that are on here, and are missing on here. It is what it is. That's how Paint Masters work. But nonetheless, you can see that this looks much better than the color, at least looks a lot better. So with the accessories, you're going to get the railgun and the sticky detonator. You also get a couple additional hands. So put that back here. I'm going to go over the accessories real quick. So here is the railgun. You can see it's that little flimsy plastic up here, so you want to be careful when you're putting this in his hands. Mine came a little bent out of the box. I did straighten it. It's going back the way it was, so I'll hit it again, drop it in some cold water. But not a bad sculpt, and the paint looks really good on this. I'm impressed. Usually we get okay paint jobs, but this one's pretty good, and I'll take that. So it's a step in the right direction. We also have the sticky detonator, which I didn't use too much in Halo 4, so I don't remember what it looks like exactly, but it's pretty cool. Would have been cool if this came off, but for choke and hazard purposes, I understand why that this would not come off, but it would be cool to have that. Then we have a couple different types of hands. I want to say like 2 complete sets, and then it's just some random ones. So we have this one, which I guess you can use this to hold a certain gun. I'm not sure what it's used for. I would have preferred like the salute hand or the knife hand, as it's referred to sometimes. But yeah, you have this one. So again, don't know what that's used for. You have one grip in hand for the left. You have a grip in hand for the right. You have your 2 trigger finger hands, both left and right. And then, as I have on him, you get a pair of fists, which is nice. I don't think every figure actually comes with them anymore, so it's nice to get them when you can. These are a different type of, I guess, connector here. So older hands aren't going to work with these, from what I can see. And we'll do a comparison of an older Chief, and we'll show how far we've come with it. But anyway, let's take a look at Master Chief himself. And like I said, he looks really good. I'm impressed. The color is on par for the game. Only thing that's missing on this figure is probably a black wash, and then I can go in and hit this with a little gunmetal so it shows up there. Like, you can kind of see a little bit, but it looks like it just maybe missed it on this one, because there are a little bit of metal scuffing going on here, but if it hits it in the light the wrong way, it's not going to show up. So we'll see. I also don't notice anything else missing offhand. I don't know if these are supposed to be green here. So when I get a chance, I'm going to sit down and go into MCC and really look at the Chief model, and we'll see how it happens, or how it's supposed to be, I mean. But the helmet looks really cool. I was not a fan of Halo 4 when it first came out, but after replaying it a couple times and like really sitting down and paying attention to it, it's definitely a decent game. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's definitely up there, for me at least. But anyway, so let's get as close as I can here. So you can see the visor. And like I said, it's not that orange color that it was in the game, but it's at least chrome or reflective, mirrored, whatever you want to refer to it as. And you can see if you get a nice little backlight here, you can really make that pop. So that's really cool that we're still getting those. I'll take that. Go over the articulation for the head. You can push up pretty good. You get a weird looking joint here, but I mean, it is what it is. If you're having them like this, you're not going to see it. If it's head on and you hide it well with the shadows, it's not going to bother you. Side, you'll get a little weird profile, but it's not too bad. And then it's really tight, but you can push down about that far before, I think it's hitting on this lip right here. And then that's head on. I think the head sits a little bit higher than it's supposed to. Because here's the Halo 5 Chief, and you can see that the World of Halo visor is a little bit more color accurate, but nah, maybe they sit about the same. I was thinking it sat a little bit lower, but I think the head's just a little bit too high. Not really a big deal. And you can see sort of that the undersuit under there is textured, and you can see that here. It follows all the way throughout wherever the suit is, which is really cool. Move around to the back, you have a clip for the weapon, and this is the same thing. Pop it out, turn it over, and it can disappear just like that, which is really cool. One of the best features of these figures is that you can hide it or you can show it, whatever you want. So here are the thrusters. Not removable, even though it looks like it's a separate piece. It might be just glued on there. I'm not going to mess with it too much, but here's the back of the figure. You can see that real quick. I'll get some better light in here. And then here's the front. So for arms, you can get quite a bit of range of movement because the shoulder pads sit so low, so he can actually get like full on T-pose. He can reach all the way up above his head. This joint will cooperate with me if I could find it. There it is. Have his arms go down. They can turn in that far before, again, the shoulder would hit that. Normally with these figures, at least in the first, I think, 3 waves, we had a butterfly joint here. I really think that needs to make a return, because he could hold a pistol much better if he could actually join both of his arms together. And this figure, I think, would really stand out if it had a butterfly joint here. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to modify it. I think that this piece is separate from this torso piece up here. I might have to crack the torso, but I really would like to see a butterfly joint on this figure. I think it would make it 10 times better. We do still have the wonky knees, but they aren't gummy on this figure, which is nice. But anyway, so that's the arms. You're going to get a little bit past 90. I think if you try to get the elbow to bend first and then go up here, you can get a little bit more past 90. So that's going to be the same for both sides. You just want to try and focus on getting this joint up here to go up first, and then you could bend the other one. If you do it the other way, it doesn't really work too well, or it'll catch on this little armor piece here. So you have some paint here. You can see the suit, again, textured. You can even hear it. So that's really cool. That's textured all throughout wherever the suit is showing, minus like a couple areas like here, down here, which is different. But even on the knees, you know, you can see it there, which is really, really cool detail that they went and did that, because that is not on the World of Halo figure at all. Obviously, it's a much smaller scale, so you're not going to get that. So it's really cool that they went out of their way and did that. Next, what we're going to look at is the torso joint. So you can get back really far, which is very nice. There's not much hindering this figure's articulation in the torso area. It's like one of the few Spartans where you can actually get good torso movement. There's been quite a few recently where you can't really get much. Now lean inside the side, even, you can get a good amount. So this one's really good for torso, and it's just the way the armor works here. Next, you're going to have your legs, and he can pretty much sit down, which is awesome. Nothing's in the way here. This design cutout here was perfect for articulation. Really nice job on that. And you don't have to swing the leg this way anymore and then worry about it looking weird. These do turn, and if you position the leg right, you can get the armor piece under there. So if you wanted to get his leg out just a little bit more, you can. Otherwise, it's just going to connect back here. So you just want to tilt his leg up, tilt it back, and then you can do that kind of movement. So deco on the back, you have armor here, and then it's just the rest of the suit. I don't know if this is supposed to be green all through here. On the World of Halo figure, it's painted gunmetal. I don't know which one's more accurate. Like I said, I'll have to take a look at it. But you have your leg armor here. Not really much weathering going on down below here. There's a few metal scuffings here and there, but like I said, really just needs a black wash and maybe a few paint corrections in some spots, but that's really it. Gonna get to the ugly knees here. Hopefully this is changing soon. We have not heard anything. You know, there's rumors, but there's nothing official saying that it's gonna change. Hopefully soon it will. I have faith that they won't leave this like this forever. Honestly, just simply taking this design and upscaling it would be much better. Look at that compared to this. So this is where we want to be. This is where we're at. Hopefully we'll get to World of Halo scale articulation on here soon. Obviously we want to keep the arm articulation. We just want to fix the legs here, but these aren't gummy like they've been. There's a little bit of movement here, but these are like tight, but not tight enough to where you can't bend them. So they found the perfect combination here. They just need to get rid of this, and then we're good. You're gonna have a little bit of rock in the ankles here. That's because the peg is mounted up front here instead of down below, like Halo 2, and hopefully not the Halo 3 Chief, but we don't have one yet, so we'll see. But like I said, you can get that there, and you also have a little bit of articulation in the toe. It's very tight to move it. The armor kind of hinders it. I think this one gets a little bit more, so you can see that there. But that's basically the figure there. So I'm going to swap some hands, do some poses, and I'll go over them. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to put them in pictures. That way you guys can see them. But I'll put them in a couple different poses, and you'll be able to see what he looks like. I pretty much went over everything. If you do have Palmer, you can use her assault rifle and her Magnum. They pair very well. I'm not a fan of this as the choice for the weapon. I would have preferred this because this is what Master Chief always runs around with, or a battle rifle, and then they could have maybe thrown in this. But if you have Palmer, it's great to use this with him. It pairs well. Even though it's Halo 4, and I don't think the assault rifle looked like this in Halo 4, color-wise at least, and I didn't really play Halo 5. Actually, I don't think I even played Halo 5 at all, but there's that. You also have the Magnum. This is a little tough to get into his trigger finger hand, which I will put in a second if I can find. Here it is. So, because his hand is so big and hers was tiny, she's a female Spartan, you can see he can hold it pretty well, but his pointer finger is up here, which good trigger discipline, except the trigger's right here. Anyway, you can still use this. Nobody's going to really care. But you can hold the assault rifle very well. And you can even bend this finger into the trigger if you wanted. Takes a little bit. I'm going to do that off camera for a second. So, there you go. You can have that like that. He holds this pretty well, and he can pose it pretty well. This joint here for me is a little loose, so I can bend a little bit more. Don't think it's gonna crack, but it looks like it did. But anyway, I'm okay with that. It can bend a little bit more, so it gives me a little bit more play for articulation, which you'll see in those photos in just a second. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'll try and do the rest of the ones that I'm getting. I'm not getting these two as of right now, so it's just going to be Carter. When Carter gets here, I will do a review on him, hopefully sometime this week. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.